Candace Owens continues to absolutely obliterate the Daily Wire with her feud with Ben Shapiro and Andrew Klavan and the rest of the people within the Daily Wire and outside the Daily Wire as well, who are trying to smear Candace Owens ever since her firing from the Daily Wire and her hard stances on actually believing in free speech instead of just acting like it and grifting off the phrase of free speech like the Daily Wire does. And then they just pander to the boomer conservative talking points. And if you don't like that, if you don't also pander to those same boomer conservatives and use the same talking points as them, they just fire you. They just kick you out, and they try to not only just fire you, but they pay people to write smear articles about you, which Candace Owens will go over in this video as well. Anyway, let's get into these couple of statements by Candace Owens that are just absolutely destroying the Daily Wire. Very, very excited for things to come with Candace, and also the just juicy stuff all around in regards to this whole situation. I haven't been a fan of the Daily Wire for a long time, especially Ben Shapiro, because of these just weird stances that he's just so hard pressed about. Like Tucker Carlson will go on podcasts and say things totally unrelated to him, and he just has meltdowns about it because he can't stand Tucker Carlson, and he feels like his ideas are being challenged at a point where they weren't challenged ever before. Like before, he was able to just pander to these conservatives and grift off these boomer conservatives without being challenged, uncontested. And now he has people like Tucker Carlson and Candace Owens just calling out those dumb talking points, and people are starting to wake up, and he can't handle it. Let's get into what Candace Owens has to say today. As you can see, this tweet here is from Candace Owens herself, and it says, "Great news. The wait is finally over. The Candace podcast returns this upcoming Monday, June 10th, because warriors don't submit to the whims of self-imposed god kings. Hashtag 300 Candace is coming. Subscribe to the new YouTube channel here." And she posted a little video here that I'll play you. And we also have another statement from Candace right after this. Pretty spot on, if you ask me. Let me know in the comments if you agree or disagree. It's pretty spot on. She was surrounded by people who were just looking on. I know there's a ton of other people, pundits, and just people in general in the conservative space, conservative media space, that they think these same thoughts that Candace Owens is saying out loud, but they're way too scared to actually say them. That's just the truth. Like they're way too scared to actually say them. They're way too scared to go down that same line of questioning because they know what happens to people who go down the same line of questioning, who challenge the same ideas that Candace Owens is challenging when it comes to her feud with the Daily Wire and Ben Shapiro. We saw what happens. You get fired. And not only do you get fired, but you also have smear articles written about you paid for by people like Ben Shapiro, which Candace Owens actually addresses directly in this video right here, which we're going to play a little bit of right now.
This is sending me. I'm now throwing canned drinks at employees, mean to junior employees, yelling at the makeup artist. Separately, what would Candace say to claims that she has been homophobic and anti-Semitic, particularly on her social media, and that she has peddled conspiracy theories? So here is what is clearly happening. The attacks on me over me not backing down on being a Christian are failing. So now we're just moving to full.
Enjoy content like this, and make sure you hit the subscribe button and turn on the notification bell. It really does help me out a ton. Let's get back to the video.
On character mischaracterizations. I have worked in politics for now 8 years. If you think that if there is a single person that wishes to come forward and to say that I mistreated them, I welcome you to do it. I am the exact opposite human being. This is the most absurd thing that I've ever read in my entire life. The idea that I threw a canned drink at someone and it was fine and it just flew, like that employee didn't have a lawsuit that they could have
What Candace Owens is describing here, by the way, is I believe it was a Daily Mail reached out to people around her and she caught wind of it, that they were going to write a smear article. Obviously, they didn't use that language, but they're basically writing a smear article about her because the stories that are described within this article that is being written, that people are being asked about, that are close to Candace Owens, are things that are completely untrue. Things like Candace Owens is talking about here, that she threw a canned drink at someone. I think it was a makeup artist because she was having a bad day or something. And that just doesn't sound like Candace. And a ton of people ever since this video was posted, ever since Candace Owens came out and said that Ben Shapiro, she didn't say the names exactly, I think probably for legal reasons. She doesn't want to say the exact people who were smearing her, because then they could probably countersue her if it's not actually those people doing it. But we all kind of know who it is doing it. We all know that it's the Daily Wire and Ben Shapiro that are paying for these things. And it's not just Candace Owens, by the way. Reports came out a couple of weeks before Candace Owens ever even posted this live stream that Ben Shapiro was paying for people for smear articles to be written on people such as Candace Owens, such as Tucker Carlson, Andrew Tate, and Charlie Kirk, which is just wild, because what the hell is Charlie Kirk doing wrong? It seems like he's bowing down to every single thing that Ben Shapiro, the Daily Wire, believes, unless recently he's had some crazy change of heart, but it seems like he basically believes everything that the Daily Wire believes. So I don't know what Ben Shapiro's problem with Charlie Kirk is. I think what it is that Charlie Kirk just associates with too many people that Ben Shapiro doesn't like Candace Owens and like Tucker Carlson. So just by association with those people, you are guilty, and therefore you must be smeared by the media, paid for by Ben Shapiro and the Daily Wire. This is just absolutely wild.
It is literally just invented in someone's head as part of a character attack on me. Now, I will tell you this, I am unbelievably close to my team at the Daily Wire. I am still close with my team at the Daily Wire. I still speak to my team at the Daily Wire. In fact, this past weekend, I was at the wedding of the most junior person at the Daily Wire, this young girl named Markella, who I absolutely love to work with every day. The makeup artist left the Daily Wire with me and is still working with me. Her name is Evelyn. My producer, my executive producer, I had the same one for the entire time I was at Daily Wire. She is on maternity leave. And when I just called her and told her this, she was like, nobody contacted me for this story, and I am your executive producer. Like, who is planting the story? Right? So I am not going to speculate, because I don't need to speculate. I think everybody can see clearly what is happening here.
I think everybody can see clearly. Let me know in the comments if I'm completely mistaken on this, but I think it's very, very obvious that this is the work of Ben Shapiro and the Daily Wire. I think it's really obvious, especially when before any of this even happened, like nobody knew that Candace Owens was going to do this live stream, but there was multiple reports saying that Ben Shapiro was paying people to write smear articles on his enemies, on his opponents. And then a couple weeks later, Candace does this live stream and basically insinuates the same exact thing. That's not a mistake, dude. That's not a coincidence. Like, let's be real. It's not a coincidence. Let me know in the comments if I'm wrong, but I think there's no way that that's a coincidence.
Everybody knows what is going on here, and we're getting to the point where this is just torturous interference. This is basically like, I want to make it so that nobody will work with you. And since I know that Candace is a really hard worker, and I know that people actually love her, that her entire team loves her, we're going to pretend it's the opposite, so that other people who might want to work with her go, maybe not. She's like throwing canned drinks at people. She just gets angry at makeup artists and just like throws a soda pop. She's just like, take this Coca-Cola. I don't like the way my lashes are done today. That is the.
There's also a statement that she makes towards the end of this that kind of ties this whole thing together. Everything that's going on recently with her announcing that her show's coming back, with that little clip that she played. Let's watch this part of Candace Owens live stream.
Not going to stand for that. So that's it. Christ is Lord. And I just wanted to update you guys on that. And like I said, I am fighting for my voice. And when my show comes back in a couple of weeks, I'm gonna breathe some fire like a dragon, because to me, it's just time. And I, again, have tried to be so calm and take the high road and allow everybody to be speaking about me and speaking about my life for months. But this is just a bridge too far. Thanks, guys.
Yeah, I'm excited. Like I said, I haven't been a fan of what the Daily Wire has been peddling for a long time. There's certain people within them that I do like quite a bit, like Matt Walsh. I wish Matt Walsh would be more open with his true thoughts, but it seems like Ben Shapiro and Jeremy Boring especially like to shut Matt Walsh down every time he tries to make his true opinions known, especially on topics like the Middle East and stuff like Candace Owens was talking about. I'm excited for Candace Owens' show to come back for multiple reasons. Like I said, I want the Daily Wire to get exposed for what they truly are, and also it's going to be a lot of content for sure. So let me know in the comments what you're thinking about this Candace Owens statement about her announcing that her show is coming back. How much do you think she's actually going to expose the Daily Wire? Do you think she's going to hold back, or do you think she's going to actually go all in and just tell all about what's happening with the whole situation? Let me know in the comments what you think about this Candace Owens versus the Daily Wire feud.